We're here with Creative Partner Suzanne Connor. She is going to be creating with the Summer Accessory Set. We're very happy to have Suzanne back. She was on a bit of a hiatus, but she has taken the past few weeks to travel, and now she has the perfect vacation photos for the Summer Accessory Set. So that worked out perfectly. Suzanne, if you want to introduce yourself, we'll wait for some comments to pop up.
Okay, hello everyone. Coming to you live from Mercer, Pennsylvania. I am not hearing you, Sonia. Why all of a sudden do I not? Oh, I'm getting the lag. Never mind.
Yeah, there's a bit of a lag. Yeah, if you're joining us on Facebook, we do these live scrapbooking nights, crop nights with Kiwi Lane. So Suzanne's going to be creating a layout.
Hi, Joni. Okay, I had to make that bigger. Hi, Terry Crawford.
Hi, Joni. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So Suzanne is going to be using the Summer Accessory Set. If you remember when we announced the Summer Accessory Set at the beginning of June, we have a spend less, summer more sale going on. So you can get the brand new Summer Accessory Set at the top, and then at the bottom we have a number of designer templates that are summer themed that are on sale. This only goes until the end of June, which is just 2 days away. So if you are looking for some summer themed designer templates, I'm gonna put the link here in the chat. You can of course grab the Summer Accessory Set if you haven't already, but then also check out the bottom of that page some of our favorites: Coastal Highway, My Oasis, Tiny Seaside. Some of our favorite summer designer templates are on sale, and that is for 2 days till the end of the month, June 30th. So, Suzanne, I am gonna let you take over.
All righty, thanks, Sonia.
You're welcome.
All right, hi everybody. It's good to be back. Been traveling for many weeks, and so anyway, let's get right to this. So tonight I am going to utilize some of the pieces from the new summer kit. So I had posted a little bit earlier today. I have a shadow. I'm sorry. I've got too many lights hitting me somewhere. Let's see if I can make it a little better. I don't know. Anyway, let me know how it's looking if you're having trouble seeing. Okay. I'll play with things a little. All right. We're going to use that. I'm going to use some things from Tropical Accessory Set, from the Tiny Seaside Accessory Set. I'm going to use My Oasis, and I'm going to use Coastal Highway. So we'll start with Coastal Highway. I'm not going to use this set, but I'll lay it out here in case no one has seen it, if you've not seen it. The border sets, as most of you know, come with 6 pieces, all that marry together, and when you use them, they make, we cut them, and I'll show you how that is. So we are going to use 2B, 2A and 2B, 1A and 2B. I'm not going to use this one, but I thought I'd show it to people in case they were, don't have the set and they wanted to see it. Okay, this is so fun. So fun. I've used it before, just not going to use it today. It's a little too busy for what I want to do. All right, so I don't know if you can tell from your screen that my 2 pages, this is from a previous set. Let me think. I have it right here. It was from the Summer Lovin'. I don't know if it's going to focus. There it is. Summer Lovin', May 2021. Okay. And I just had these 2 pieces of background paper left, and I had some other accessories. But if you can see, these 2 pieces are 2 different colors. For whatever reason, they are. So that being said, I'm going to start with saying that I'm going to put my pictures, I'm going to lay my photos right down this side. And the reason I'm going to do that is that now we'll never know that those 2 pieces of paper are 2 different colors. So I'm going to use my 2A here. 2B is going to go over here. 1A is going to go on top. My 1B is going to go over here. Now something fun I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in ruffled edges. It's from a card size and it layers with sentiments. But I thought that it had a nice kind of a beachy feel to the edges of it. So I'm actually going to put one of them over here and the other one's going to tuck under here. And we're going to play with it a little. It's not going to all show. I'm only going to use a wee little bit of it, just the ruffled edgy part of it. I'm also going to put a photo up here. And this is just, you know, my layout is because my photos, this is what I have, and this is how they're going to fit on my page. So my oasis is going to come over here. I'm going to live in that corner. I always say live there. It's funny how we all have our little things. From the new summer set, I'm going to use the sunshine. And it's going to come over here. So how's everybody doing? Thanks, Linda. Yeah. Okay. So my husband would never come and sit and talk, Linda. I'm so jealous that Lee will do that with you. I love that Lee will do that with you. But we're going to bring in the umbrella. And I think my sunscreen was over here. I think that's how I have it. You know, you play with it. And I know Linda probably does it too. You move things around and then you move them around and you move them around again. I also, the pictures I'm using are from a trip that with our kids up to a beach that's around us. And I wanted to use, because there's in one of the pictures, they had made a turtle. So I have some of these little things out, may not use them, but I'm going to put them there anyway. We're going to put a picture behind this beach. I never can get, but it's going to be a 4x4. I only have 3 4x4s, so I'm pretending this 3x4 is a 4x4. Okay. So there we have a start. I'm also going to use a little drop down tag over here. And then I do have a variety of pieces from Tropical and Seaside, Tiny Seaside, that I may put up here. But if it gets too busy, this may go. So we're just, some of these things may stay and they may go. So now we're going to start putting it together. So I'm going to put my pieces over here so they don't get lost. Okay. I like to keep things tidy. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to be working, I'll show you what I'm working with. I have leftovers. So I'm actually making this page with scraps. Okay, so I have some leftovers, and this is leftover from that summer kit. So if you have it, great, you can play along. If not, you use whatever summer paper you have and you want to use. I think I'm going to start my page a little different than I normally would. I'm going to start with my pictures because I want to get them in place and we're going to work from there. So that being said, this is my picture for up here. Now, I know you've all seen it and I'll try to show it again. When you have a big picture like this, and I don't need all of that, I just want my girls playing in the sandbar. You can see, use your picture photo frame to see through and then crop your photo. So I'm going to crop this down to 4x4. Okay. So if you guys are working with me, I'm not sure, is anybody creating along or everybody just watching or creating something else? I'm going to ink the side real quick. I picked this up from Linda. Thank you, Linda. I love to use that larger, I don't know, dauber for some things, and then I use my smaller ones for smaller. So how's everyone been? Is everyone's summer going great? Anybody? Any questions? Throw them up there. Ah, great, Valerie. Thanks. You know, honestly, I played with this and I could have moved this page around 10 times. I probably did move it around quite a few, not quite 10. Oh, you're having a hard time? Okay, let me see if I can slide something dark under there for you. Bear with me 1 second. I can reach for some black paper. Everything's pretty much within arm's reach, within my. Here, see if this helps out, if everyone can see a little better, and then I'll transfer it to my lighter as I put it on. It is hard when you're working. That does show up so much nicer, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. And I have a double mat here. That doesn't mean I'll use it. It's just there for my creative thinking. Okay, so turtle. How's that feel? Is that better? That's one side. I'll move the other one in a second. I'm going to go ahead and finish before I forget what I'm doing here. Okay, so I am show you what I have, and then we'll do my next time. I should do this and take a picture and snap it up there. Learn something new every time I do this. Okay, so down this side is where I have 4x4s, 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. Then I have Coastal Highway 2B and 1B on my left side. Right side, don't know my right from my left. This is ruffled edges, and we're going to extend it. We're going to use the other one and get it over here so it fills in behind here, okay? My oasis is right there. Okay, can people see now? Is that better? And then I had a tag up here. I'm using tag number 2. The one I've chosen to use is one of the cards from the kit. And I chose to use this round one because it's a little less obtrusive in my page because I'm getting a lot going on. And I don't want it to get so busy that the eye can't see the pictures. I want the pictures. So I'm also not going to use all of it. So it's going to go over here. Here, I'll just go ahead and, yeah, I'm just gonna set it over there, out of the way, in the corner, because I may decide it's gonna move down later, okay? All right, this, and then I had put in tropical number 3. This is Seaside 7T. I have Seaside 1T, which, you know, when I use it, I trace it, I cut it in half and put both pieces, and I think pretty much everybody does that. And then this is Seaside 2T. These are the ones that might not stay, but we'll see. I just don't want it to get too busy. And then I didn't put them down here, but I do. Wasn't sure if I'd use the ball and that, or the floaty. We can use whatever we decide at the time. It's going to really be determined by my scraps and what I have left and what'll work, okay? So that's what's going to happen there. Good, everybody can see now better? All right, so again, get a quick little, and we're going to play with this a little bit. It might go down in kind of fun like. That kind of looks nice on black. Fun. All right. So again, back to my real page. I'm going to set it right on top while I glue these pictures on. Just real quick. No no specific order for me, but I do want to get them on here. Obviously, this is a pictures from a long time ago. Our girls are 26 and 27. So these photos, these are not from our recent. I didn't say it correctly to Sonia, so she misunderstood. I have a lot of pictures that I was printing, but they're from the trip that we just took out west. So that'll be another crop. Okay, so I'm gonna put these ones away. I actually keep my photo mats out, right, or my photo, the photo templates out right beside me because I use them all the time. Okay. Move this out of my way. So the next piece that I'm going to work on is going to be this large one in the back. Okay, so I'm just going to slide these two pieces out. And I've already, so that I have a chance to look up at response questions or anything, I decided to go with this blue. It's from the cut, and I already drew the pencil down it. Now put this one on. Now, you'll all notice I'm missing a piece in the corner. Doesn't matter, because we're gonna cover that up. So, all I need to do now is take my scissors. I'm going to cut right along it. I think I'm the slowest cutter in the world. I don't know. I think I say that all the time too. All right. Now I'm going to ink my edges. And if you're not an inker, well, that's your personal. I love inking. It creates dimension, separation, all that. We don't have to ink the bottom. Here comes my picture back. I hope that you guys are done with this because I need to work here. Okay, so this one's going here. All right. How's everybody been? I feel like I have not done this in, well, I know I haven't done it in a long time. We have, like I said, we take care of our granddaughter, we babysit, and she had a rough spring. She was sick a lot because of adenoids. She finally got those out right the day before we left, and she is doing much better. And so we were busy. Okay, getting some things back together. Now, the next one we're going to do is going to be, I'm just going to set this in here and show you. I'm going to actually use a dark blue matte for my photo that's going to go there. Now, it's probably going to get cut down because I think that's way too large. But I wasn't sure until I get going if I may double matte this. So we'll see. We'll see how we do. And I did already ink the blue. But that could have been a waste of time because if I end up cutting it. So again, nice to use two mattes. And then you have it. Okay, the next color I'm going to cut. Next one we're going to work on. I'm just moving these things, guys. We'll pull them in one at a time. Because we're going to do this big one. And I had to go into my stash and find a yellow because I didn't have anything left in my scraps that were large enough. So again, 1A, 1B, trace, which I've already done, down along the side, and mark it. Now, one of the things I'm going to do with this one is because B is coming over here and I need a little extra, so I can do one of two things. I can either cut this longer or I can cut this wider. So if I move this over, then I have plenty. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my line that I already created. And I'm just going to eyeball it and go just that little bit further. Okay, so we can do that too. Does everybody get that? So, creative freedom. We can do it. I'm going to take it to my trimmer. And this was just a piece of paper cardstock that I had that kind of goes, matches. I like it. So helps me extend this set. It's not near as nice as a Kiwi Lane paper. Look at the difference. You hold up Kiwi Lane paper by the end and it stays there. You hold up other paper and it just flops. Love my Kiwi Lane paper. Love, love, love. And I am so excited. I cannot wait to see what the Kiwi Lane Club kit is for July, which should be coming. We should be seeing them. Can anybody decide? I cannot believe this weekend is already. The turtle. He's in tropical. I love that turtle. Well, probably because we go to Bald Head and Topsail Island, and my kids, I say mine, but they're ours. Love to go for the turtle walks. So see how extending that, now I just kind of pulled that all together. So I'm going to go ahead and ink. Wish there was a bell that went off when somebody asked I just made a comment so that I knew to look up and read it. Facebook somebody should think. Might be a thing, I just don't know how to turn it on. Everybody seeing okay? My camera staying adjusted. That one's gonna go here. And I always come up from underneath. That way, sometimes if I don't know, you guys probably have the same problem. If you get your angle, you get too much ink, or I feel like I do sometimes. But when I'm doing something like that, I come from underneath. And see, now we've covered up that little missing piece. It will not be a problem. Okay? And also, we'll never know that these two sheets of paper were a different color. Okay, now for this, I wanted to tuck it over here, but we can see it's not long enough. Let me find my piece of paper. I have it hiding somewhere. Okay. So what I did, and I kind of pre-played with this, so I knew what was happening. So I found, the color that I thought I would like in there. And then I put my template on at an angle. And then I traced all around it, traced around the inside. Okay. Can't see that last. Yes, thanks, Debbie, for answering that. Yeah, my friend and I scrap together, and it's just easier. We share sometimes if one of us can't find ours, that way that we just know they're mine. And this up here is just so that I don't push this paper out of your screen view. Just so that's what that's for. Okay, so anyway, I traced to there, and then what I did was I flipped it this way because to extend it down, and I just put this right here, matched this up, and I extended it down 3 more waves, whatever you want to call them. Okay, and then I did the line on the inside. Okay, So I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to take this out of the way. Okay. Now, Susan had said, and I think it's a really great idea, on this one, when you have so much, leave the center in until you cut the around the outside. So I'm cutting, I'll cut that. And, you know, you can remember to just spin your paper. So I'm making this page with all scraps too. So other than find, well, no, yeah, I'll bring in a piece to help out. You know, if you're not exactly on the, okay, I get the award for the slowest cutter. I'm sorry. I think it comes, you know, I was a hairstylist for many, many years, and I think it comes from that precision cutting. I don't know. I can't seem to, I'm trying, I'm working on it. I'm focusing. Yes, I have the dolphin. Yes. I love that whole set. We go to the beach at least every other year, sometimes every year, but our girls are older now, but I went back through and I did all the photos, and was it the Aloha kit? Oh my gosh, that was one of my favorites. I love bright colored paper. That's really my favorite. And with two little girls that always wore bright colors, the papers go really great. So anyway. Okay. Now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and cut. Brain thinking. Yes. Okay. I'm good. So what I'm putting inside of here, and I just want to check myself that I already did this. Yes. Okay. I want to make sure I had enough room to tuck something behind it. You ever just second guess yourself and be like, oh, Dad was a carpenter, always said, measure twice, cut once. Okay. Next, I'm going to my scrap pile. So now I'm going to go ahead and ink this. Just real quickly around. Don't really need to ink there. So a lot of times when I'm doing something like this, I do all of one side of the design. And then I come back and do the other side. And I come from underneath. So how many, anyone new on tonight? Is there anyone on that has never used Kiwi Lane or scrapped? New scrapbooker, new card maker. So this is over here, but first, so what I did earlier was I took the template, and this is one of the cards that came in the kit, and I did very much the same thing. I laid the card and I traced around so that I knew I had enough room. Okay, so I already did that. Now I'm going to use glue as soon as I find my glue. It's hiding from me. There it is. I'm going to do it off my page. So I will hold it up here. You know what? I won't. I'll do it on a piece of black paper. Okay. So I'm just going to put a real thin bead of glue. I haven't used this in weeks, so. Linda Hanson, are you home or are you still on the road? I didn't guess on this one quite right. And I'm just going to sneak in real quick before the glue sets up. And get underneath here. Be careful you don't get your scissors on top of your design. Okay. I'll wipe my scissors. All right. There's still a little piece peeking, huh? Okay. That is going to go there. All right. Now, I said about using the ruffles to make that piece and this piece. So it's going to look I'm just going to tuck a little bit of it to make it look like some sand. Hopefully get it in the right spot. I want this one. Yeah, they're very similar, so I just want to make sure that it looks not like that one there, but it doesn't really matter. They're very similar. Okay. So I just took some brown cardstock. I have 8x8 of it that I use. Put it on. Just like on here. Trace around it. Put the other one. Cut it out. Okay. Cut it short. All right. Now, I'm thinking it would be fun to run these through the crimper to give them some texture. But I don't know if that's the right texture. I think it'll be fun. So I'm gonna do it. Grab my crimper here. The biggest thing I have to always, and I'm not gonna put it straight, and I'm gonna kind of put it at a little bit of an angle. Okay, there's one. There's two. Just gives it a little bit of a sandy beach feel. Now that we'll get that all adjusted here. Have this all fitting. You ever do that? You put it together and it all fits, and then you've got to put it back together and not as well. Okay. Okay. Now the picture that I intended to put here, the picture of our girls making a turtle. And then my thought is the umbrella could go here. What do you think? Looking okay? And I may trim this photo down a little bit more. So I think the next thing, I'm going to move these because I don't want to knock them into the garbage. Do you ever do that? My garbage doesn't seem to matter where I put my garbage, I can knock stuff into it. That's not quite long. Is that one longer? No. Am I losing my mind? Okay, guys, this is where you learn to play you just fudge it. So let's hook these up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take these down. And I'm just going to put tape along the bottom for now because I want to add something underneath them. I want to be able to lift that front edge up. Okay, am I getting out of the camera? Sorry, I am. Oh, also, before I forget, I inked these before I put it through the crimper. Okay, I had pre-done that. Okay. This is gonna go just along this edge here. I think the crimper shortened my paper. I never thought about that being an issue. Yeah, some days, huh? And this blue is actually a little longer than the paper. I must have got it up there, so I'll take it to the trimmer, and that will just go away. Hit it again with the ink. All right. Okay, how we doing? Everybody keeping score with me so far? That's better. That's what it was. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of tape. Okay, getting that. All right. So far, so good. All right, let's put these ones down over here just so they don't move on me. I tend to work more this way. I like to put pieces down as I go when I know for sure. Some of them, when I get to the accessories, I'll play with those a little more. And this way, these aren't moving and bothering me, distracting me. Okay. How we doing? Smooth that out of here. Put it there. I'm going to tuck this in here, and I'm not going to do anything too much yet with that. I almost wish I could. All right. Now, the next piece I'm going to make, I already made one of these as a leaf, but I had the cards, and these are my scraps. Push out of my viewpoint here. I have a red I'll use. I have some different leftover little cards. I know that I have the green. Oh, where did it go hiding to? That's sad. Don't give up on me. I'll find it. Maybe. It has wanted to do the palm tree out of it. It was a green I had found that I liked. Oh, goodness gracious. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Gotta look on the floor for it. Well, we'll just make it out of this green one. We like it. I'll probably find it as soon as I do. Okay. So, there's no rule that says you're, you can flip them either way. So you can put your palm tree. I'm going to face mine in. So I'm just going to put it on here. It's really bothering me that I can't find that piece. Does that ever, you guys do that? Put it somewhere and can't find it? All right. So I'm just going to trace the green part, no sense wasting. This is from a little place near us, not a little place, Lake Erie. And it's called Presque Isle. And we used to go up there with our girls. And there's several beaches, I believe 10, there could be more, don't quote me. Different beaches around it, and you can ride bikes or swim. There's a lot of things to do. We used to pack a picnic and go up and just walk the beach and look for sea glass or what may. Sometimes I like to do a little something here, but I think we'll be fine with it. I'll just zigzag it for now, just in case I want to do something. I like to leave sometimes when I'm creating, when I'm making my thing, a little extra paper so that if I want to adjust how something looks or whatever, I have that little bit to work with. Not always needed, but certainly easy enough to take off that little bump. And I will do pen work on this. I like to dot and dab after I'm done. So this is my oasis. This is one of, and I didn't even know this. This is funny. A lot of the ones I selected to use tonight are in that summer sale, that summer 25% off. Summer, what is it called? Summer clearance, summer specials in the drop down. So far we have used Coastal Highway, Tiny Seaside, My Oasis, and that's it out of it. Now we're also using Tropical, Tiny Tropical, just Tropical. I think Tropical was just a regular one. I don't know that it came. It is smaller. There are some bigger pieces. A lot of these I find I can use in boy or girl pages because they're doesn't matter. Same as like accents, adventure. A lot of those ones I mix them up. I can use a lot of them for boys or girls. The arrows, they can go for either boys or girls or any page actually. Okay, so there's the top of our palm tree. Again, I'm going to come in from underneath. My hand get. I didn't even own a crimper. And that's where I got it. It was in someone's to-go pal. And I'm not sure if it was, I think it may have been, let me think. can't remember who I watched one day, and they pulled out their crimper, and I was like, hey, that's certainly easier than getting up and pulling out my big shot and, you know, finding a, whatever they're called, and putting it through it. So, and my granddaughter loves it. So we have a good time with it. She plays in the scrap room with me all the time. We're in here a lot. Okay. So we've got our palm tree. Now, I was going to use brown again, but I believe that would be a bit too much. So where can I go? Have a piece of burlap. Oh my goodness, I must have hid everything for myself tonight. Had it till 1 second ago. Cut the tree out of. All right, well, better on better things. So now I have some fun colors to pick from to make the umbrella. Now, remember, I'm gonna pull back in my clamshell and my turtle, because the girls are making a turtle in this picture. And, you know, he may be green. I also have this splat, which I may or may not use. I may use a couple of them, you know, to just fill in some voids here. I may keep that up there. I may keep it. You know, that's the fun thing. Move it around, see where you like it, use it. If you don't like it, pull it out. But I was really thinking I like these two coordinating blues to do my umbrella. And then I could use them again over here with my surfboard and my beach ball, you know, so I could do that. Okay, and use those colors again. Not that we have a beach ball here. So I'm thinking, what do you guys think? You like the blues? I have to make sure I find my turtle color first. He could be a nice orange or darker orange. I also have this orange. Turtles, oh, I think I like that for him. I think that's the color Mr. Turtle's going to be. Let's start with him, just because. All right. I was going to put him the other way and conserve paper, but I like the way the design in the paper goes. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just a little V pattern. And I'm thinking I'm going to turn him this way. My first instinct was to put him long ways and save that little piece of paper. You never know when you want to put a long strip of something somewhere. But okay, there's the turtle. And he is from Tropical 1. He is Tropical number 1. From Tropical. Okay. I love all these little creature things. When I don't, sometimes, I don't know the rest of you, I just kind of get where I just want to sit and create pages. And so I'll make baby boy and baby girl books. I've been doing that for a little while, just because. And it's fun to just use all the different animals on there, the baby pages. Because I can put them in pink or blue or green or yellow. Have a lot of fun with that. Every time I'm making one, somebody asks me, uh-oh, are you getting another grandbaby? And I say, no, I just like to make them. Since our daughters are in their 20s, of course, all their friends are at that age too. Baby age. All right, so if you just push, sometimes I just push it up out of the way. A little gentle. Just knocked something down, didn't I? As long as it isn't a template. Guess what I found on the floor too? Just what I was looking for. Hey. That's what I needed. Okay. We'll finish playing with this. So turn this on a little bit of an angle here. I'm going to trace all the way around. And then I am going to trace on the inside of this because that is my guide as to where to put. Like I'm going to leave the blue, but I think I'm going to put this one in it. So I'm going to be light blue, dark blue, light blue, dark blue, light blue. Okay, and that should be correct. Okay. All right. So I'm going to use the light blue as my foundation. And then I'm going to cut out the individual pieces of the dark blue and add it on top. Any questions about that? That's what those stencil lines or whatever you want to call them are. And I'm also not going to, I'm going to cut straight across on this, just go right across where the umbrella hole would be. We'll add him in after a bit. Anyone have any really fun vacation plans coming up that they're going to be able to come back and use the Summer Accessory Set and scrap their pictures? That I went out west, so I do have one day at the resort at the pool, but that's about it. I don't have any other beachy kind of summer pictures like that. Okay, so this is going to go over here. Now, this has a design in it. Well, I might use this one because I think I like the design a little better. They're about the exact same color, and I can use it either way. Now, I can either A, dark, light, dark. I'm going to go light, dark, light, dark, light, but I think I'm going to go dark, light, dark, light, dark. So I'm going to change up what I said I was going to do. Now, one side of this is dark. I think I can see, so I'm not really going to worry about it. So I'm going to trace around this outside. And then I'm going to trace this one. And I'm tracing along the inside line of that, just like that one would be. Okay. I may have to turn up a light to see what I'm doing here. See how this looks before we get too carried away here. Okay. Put that right on there. I think I'm gonna love it. And again, I don't usually, but when I'm doing something little like this, I do use glue. It's just so much easier to get it to work. You could pop these up. Use the pop dots. Whatever you like. Sometimes when I'm doing a layer look like this too, I will make sure that the piece I'm cutting that goes on top, I cut on the outside of the line. Because if I don't, I might get it here and it not fit very well, okay? Now we're gonna be able to see some pencil lines on there, but I'll erase those. It's all said and done, we'll never see it. Speaking of never see it, picked up the wrong piece. Anybody have any am I missing any comments? Whoops, I pulled something in there. What glue am I using? Okay, it is from scrapbook.com. It's just called Smart Craft Glue. I really like it. It's inexpensive, doesn't clog up. And I just get it at scrapbook.com. And it will stick, as you can see, that is stuck. I'm not going to move it, even though I wish I was, because I am going. I wish I will be trimming, because I must have mushed it when I put it down. Okay. And these bottles, this is a little, it's just a little 2 ounce. I can't even see a size on it. It has lasted me for months. I've had this bottle for a long time. Long time. So sometimes whenever I'm placing an order for page protectors or something and I need a little something to fill the order to get free shipping, I buy another bottle and then I have it. Okay. Now, since I didn't get this on here just right, I'm going to go ahead and trim right around this one. Going on vacation is hard on me. I'm getting all my little P's and Q's right. Okay, now he's gonna sit over here. We're gonna put a little top on him in a minute. I was thinking this would make a fun surfboard, wouldn't it? Or the part of a surfboard. Do part of it in the blue and part of it in. So that's how I'm going to bring my blue across. And I could use the same one, but I think they're close enough in color and bringing the blue over. So I'm near, getting that. So 1, 2. Now I do trace them inside so that I know right where to put my pieces that I cut out. I have started using a mechanical pencil too, ever since the we've gotten so many smaller templates to get into the nooks and crannies better. I like the mechanical pencil. And I just like the feel of that one because it has grippies, that's all. Nothing crazy, just. I'm going to use the other side of that, so I'm going to keep it here. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to use. No, we're not. It's not big enough. Okay. So this is going to be the pieces. And if they match, I pull the next one right down to it. And they don't quite match. All right, let's try it with the next ones. If the no, a lot of times I'll just kind of put a real light like number 1 in there. And I'll slide this one down. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm sorry, I'm off screen. So I trace this first one. Okay, put a little 1 in the corner. Then I'm pulling this down to the second one. And if the lines match up, which I believe they're going to, then I only have to cut once again to get the next. Okay, so that's my second little piece. I'll pull this over. Perhaps had I pulled the other one, it might fit on top. Okay, so there's all my inside pieces. There's the first one. Oh my goodness. I could sit up here all day. I'm usually very quiet because I'm just kind of lost in my own little, just cutting paper and gluing it down. And I think one of the most fun parts for me is the walk down memory lane. That's the biggest part of the journey for me. And then just the fact that I start and finish something. I start and finish it in about an hour usually. And I just sit back and enjoy it. And that I do. My kids enjoy it, so that helps. My husband enjoys it. He doesn't not gonna come and be like Lee and talk for me, but or read comments, but okay, I think that's fun. I think a little white stitching will make that pop. Okay. So we have the top to our palm tree. And now I'm going to use this burlap to make the trunk. I'm not going to make this bottom. So I want it to face this way, but I'm not going to draw on here. So I'm going to do what, as we call, the slide, flip. Okay. Now I can hold this up here. I need to leave myself enough room, a little extra room here. And I can take it over and save on material. Matter of fact, I might take it this way because I have a circle over here. So I'm just going to trace the back of this. And I am going to extend it down because I want it to be a little longer, just in case. You can either eyeball it or you can move this down a little, whichever you're more comfortable with. Most times I would have just eyeballed it, but for you, I did it that way. Okay. So I'm just going to cut it out real quick. Like I said, just leave it a little long so that it can go up under the palm tree. And then what I'll do is I will pop the palm leaves so that they're raised and gives them a little shape. And I'll roll them. I'm not going to do that until I do a little pencil work on them, pen work. Okay. So Still going to ink this. And then sometimes with the burlaps, you have to watch because it will fray. So I try to be real careful inking it in the direction. I feel like that tried to fray right there. You have to watch your thread. Okay. Now we can tuck him wherever we want. The other fun thing is if the surfboard is too long, we can cut it, you know, if it's too much. But this we're going to pop up. So let's do a little bit of pen work on it real quick. I just use a micro point pen. I don't think that's a little big. That's number 8. It's a little too big, I think. Computer's trying to kick me off. All right. Now, I don't always do a solid line. Sometimes I do, you know, dots, and but for this right here, I'm doing kind of making it look rough, like a tree leaf. And you can add a couple if you want, you know, but don't get too carried away because it can mess it all up. All right, now I'm going to pop him. I'm not going to put him down yet, but I'm just going to pop him so you see the dimension. Oh, one of the other things I like to do before I do that, I like to curl my leaves. It just makes it look a little more real. So I just use my pen and I just do that. And sometimes I bend it both ways just to give it kind of like flowers. I think it gives it some dimension. So I'm going to put some pop dots on here so that all right. We see it sitting here. It has. All right, now there's that. Now, before I get too much further and putting a bunch of things down here, this is going to be my journaling card. Just a quick little note about what we did. And I played around with a couple of the different tags. You know, they all fit. You know, I just put it over top. But when I put them up here, I just felt that was so huge. This one makes it around, you know, clears all of the design and is just a little less cumbersome. So trace around it real quick. And these are from tags. That's tag number 2 I chose to use. This is a quick little, I don't always use cards, but when I have one that works, why reinvent the wheel? This is the right shades. It has a spot for me to just document. I'm actually not going to use all of it, I don't think, but that'll be determined. I'm probably going to just leave a little piece of it down. Okay, coming along. Maybe we'll just borrow a piece of this burlap. Yeah, he's too, he'll fray. I would typically do that, but he will fray. So I'm just going to grab a piece of my cardstock, just cut a skinny piece down the side, decide how long I want it. Part of me, I wanted to, and I was thinking about doing this, making it look like go behind the girls. So I might put a slit in my picture and slide it right down in. Don't you think that'd be fun? It's worth a shot. Okay, now my seashell. What shade? We'll just put this on here for now so we don't lose it. We're going to decorate up this umbrella too. He's pretty cute, but he needs a little something. I always have to have a little something. Again, I'm going to pop the umbrella up now that I have this. Gives it such dimension when you can pop it up. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. I keep doing that. A lot of times I put something like this on with a pop dot, because then it'll stay. And if I don't like it, it moves pretty easy. Well, that wasn't a very good. Now, like I said, he might get cut and angled through because I really don't like him behind the picture, but we'll see. Okay. Just stuck my hand in the pop dots and got a whole finger full of them. All right. Now we have Mr. Turtle. Let's go ahead and cut this down. So my picture is 4 by 6, and I like, but I'll cut it to 4.5 by 6.5. Paint those edges real quick. I already did those ones. Whoopsie. It's better. Oh, something isn't square. Look at that. Huh, that's a 6.5 by gum. Well, it isn't. Maybe my picture isn't the right size. Maybe it's not a true 4.5 by 6.5, which is probably what the problem is. All right. Leave that up there for now. Turtle. Now the seashell. Let's see. Anybody have any ideas? Some suggestions? Let's see. We've got some blue over here. Seashells aren't typically red or blue, or got a lot of muted like this. Got a red seashell. Do we think red would be okay? Why not? I'd like to use a red flower on this side. So if I use a red seashell, then I have some balance. Okay. That is from Seaside. Just a quick cutout. All right. I was looking to see what was on the back. I couldn't remember. Like sand, fun in the sun, sand, toys, that kind of stuff. So what's everybody's guess? Does anybody have a guess for our next Kiwi Club, July's? Do you think it's going to have something to do with July? Or let's see, baseball. I guess we already have a baseball stuff, don't we? Let's see, what else? We already have a summer one, so I don't think we'll get another one that has something to do with beaches or summer vacations. Gardens. A lot of gardens are coming. We just got strawberries, right? Wasn't that what was in the... So I don't think it's everybody's feeling. Wishes, feelings, desires. Okay, so this is where we start tucking and playing a little bit, trying to push this and make it all come together. So I think that's okay. Time to celebrate. I don't really even have to tuck my, I don't think I will. Leave it like that. Okay. Now I can also move these around, bring them back a little. I like him coming in, and I like the contrast of the red seashell. I do feel like I want something else over here. I do have this splat, and I could do it. And I could do it in the blue. What else do we have here? Let's see. Let's see what font. Oh, there's the green tree I was looking for earlier. Ooh, here's a blue we haven't used yet. We used it there. Might want it for the ball. I don't think the ball's gonna make it, do you? It's really pushing it. Ball. Can't do that. I've got words, it just won't work. There's a nice blue. for the ball. Oh, no, can't use that. That's right there. We could have a ball with sunglasses on it. Oh, more mountains and pine trees. No, it just seems like we can never get enough of those. It's like flowers. I know some people are over the flowers, but I love layering the flowers and having lots of choices. Do you have all your pine trees in one area, or do you keep them in their kits? Like, how do you guys store your templates? Do you keep them in their kits, or do you put like all the arrows together and all the flowers together and all the things like that, so that when you want a flower, you pull out, your flower templates? How does everybody do that? Anybody have a... Now, Linda, I know, keeps hers in her kits because she uses them to teach and to scrap with, to go scrapping and share. So that makes perfect sense. That way she can always keep count and know what belongs where. Taking them out of their kits would be a nightmare. Okay. I may have wished that I made this ball white. Let's put some fun. Where'd that red go? Oh yes, that's going to be our ball. Oh yes. Oh yeah, it's coming together now. What's on the back of that? Oh my goodness, crazy colors. Okay, let's start on this side with the big ones so that we know we have enough. Am I out of the picture again? Okay, so I'm using the same red that I used on the shell. And to conserve paper, I'm using the larger size of my piece of paper. And again, I'm going to put lines together and save on trimming. So if I can make one cut instead of two, all the better. If you're not sure which one goes where, I mean, it pretty much speaks for itself. Okay, so that's those three, the bigger ones. I'm gonna go ahead and cut those out. I'm sorry if I get out of the screen. Somebody yell at me. Not that I can hear you, but you can yell at me. I love these new templates. I just love them. You figure you could use this ball for so many things. It doesn't even have to be for a beach ball. Look, there, cut that inside out. That's just wrong. I'm sure there's creative people out there already figuring out how to make it a soccer ball. Or no, what else could we make out of it? I'm like sitting here now, my mind's starting to think. But it's getting kind of late at night for me to be thinking. Oh my goodness. I'm able to see what I'm putting together here. All right. Love the orange and the red together. Not seeing any. Nobody's talking to me. Come on, somebody talk to me. If you were talking to me and I didn't answer, I apologize. All right. So we're going to put this ball together, put him over there, and then we're going to make a flower. And we're almost putting it together here. So, I feel a little out of sync. Like I said, I have been away from, I haven't done a live for a while. You do kind of lose your groove. But I'll get back in it here. I have a bunch of vacation pictures and a lot of pictures from my granddaughter's recital. So I'll be doing that. Speaking of the recital, did you guys watch Linda Hansen when she made the mermaid using the recital, the little dance figurine? Oh my gosh. Linda is so creative. She sees all kinds of things when she looks at those templates. Sometimes you just have to spin it a little to get the piece you want to fit. Oh, zoo animals, absolutely. I love the giraffe. My favorite's an elephant. That would be fun. Wonder what most kids like most at the zoo. We have the dolphin. So like when we go to an aquarium and the turtles, so we have that. I honestly don't, sometimes I'm like, I don't know what else I'd want. A tricycle. And then I thought, well, I could make a tricycle. Haven't done that yet, but I could do it. Oh, we have not been up to this. We haven't been to the Cincinnati Zoo in years. That is an absolutely beautiful zoo. We took our girls there years ago. That's wonderful zoo. I'm not familiar with Fiona. We have a little animal park near us that is incredible. They actually I don't know how you get labeled a zoo. I don't know what they have to do to be that, but it's about 10 miles from us and we take our granddaughter weekly. Good seeing me. I'm trying to read on the background. Oh, I know. Here, I'll move my paper over. Maybe I can see what the thing. I've lost all of them already. I don't know why my comments don't stay up very long. There they are. Make a helper list, all the flowers they have made with what's at their end, and list like all that. Gave an idea, just grapefruit. Oh, that's Linda. There you go again. A grapefruit. Oh my gosh. That's awesome, Linda. Yes. It does. So I store my templates with what they are. So for instance, all of my flowers are with flowers. I will tell you, I have 4 separate sleeves of flowers. And in those 4 separate sleeves of flowers, I try to put them all together with like flowers. So if they're like a daisy flower, they're in a daisy. The only set that I have that, like, blossom is my absolute favorite flower. It's about 3/4 of an inch, give or take. So that being said, the one punch I want. All right, there it is. I think, let's see, what fun, I think that blue, where is it? There it is. Let's see if this looks good on our beach ball. It's not too many things that I use a punch for, but circles are certainly one of them. So I have all my arrows together, and my arrows, like I have all the ones that are straight, so they just are a straight arrow. If they're a bent arrow, then they are, you know, obviously in the angled arrows. I have the small ones separated from the bigger ones, and then, you know, so for me that works, because yeah, trying to dig them out and remember which ones in what kit just doesn't work for me. But if I want an arrow, and sometimes I need to look at them to decide which arrow is going to work for my page. Okay, that beach ball looks fun, doesn't he? All right, let's see. Back over here. You know, I just need to get a couple black dots for my, he needs some black eyes. Pull out a quick little, I don't know, these might be too large. Oh yeah, those are too big. He's just gonna have to get hand-drawn eyes. Well, let's see, one right there. Okay. All right. Put that over here. Get this back down where it belongs. All right, I think it might be time. See, I really wanted that tucked a little more. Maybe that's what I need. There it is. Okay, let's get him in place. Now, when I find a place I like for something and I'm afraid that it'll move, I am not afraid to put a couple little places so that when I go to line it back up, it'll work. The other thing is I don't worry about putting a lot of tape down here because that way it's a lot easier to slide in. So I have him on that mark, and then it goes down, okay? So that one is down, all right? Oh, come on, comments, come back, okay. Things are starting to come together. I'm liking this here. Might just go ahead and same with him. Like I liked him there, so I'll draw it across the top. He is paper on the back, but sometimes these you have to watch them. They don't like to. I'll put it in place here. And then I will lift this and let it just naturally fall into place so I don't have to worry. Let's pop these off. All right, guys, it's coming to the end. It's getting late. Oh my gosh, you guys, thanks for staying with me so late. This is crazy. Some of you might not be as late, but those of us on the East Coast, it's getting late. All right. All right. Now, sometimes what I do with some of these is I half pop them. I really like to do that. Because I like the dimension. And but I also like it to kind of just go down in. I think that'll be good. So then I just put some tape down there. So I have tape on the bottom if I was off screen. I'm sorry. I'm terrible about that. So this part is all, and this is popped up. So it gives it a little bit of dimension. I'm definitely going to pop the ball up. Because I mean, who has a ball that lays flat, right? Nobody. I'm just taking this around the edge to make the ball kind of roll. So it almost looks rounded. Okay. On the sand. Okay, now we don't have much more unless I decide to do some flowers, which I could add those real quick like. Okay, I did have a leaf. So this I cut out of Tropical number 3. Go real quick. Next time I'm doing a late night one, guys, I might just do a put it together, not a cut and go. I tried to do earlier today, but I had appointments. And I'll finish doing the detailing stuff later, post those pictures. I'm sure I will do some pen work and some la-di-da things. Also, sometimes when I'm putting a page together, if I'm not 100% sure where I want to put things, I will use the repositionable. until I get things right where I want them. I wonder if it would look cute if I moved this over here. And that would be my 3 items. I could do 1, 2, 3. We'll just leave it like that for right now. Okay. Now I want a flower. I want something bright. I have yellow, yellow, blue, 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 blue. I'm pretty well matched right now, so I don't think I'm gonna worry too much. It's too close to the color. And I don't know if I can spin this enough times to make it fit. You know, sometimes if one doesn't fit, if you just keep moving it on the paper, you will find a way to make it fit. Okay. So I'm gonna do side flip, but I'm gonna do it real quick. Trying to work a little faster here, get this done. And you know, you could be done here. You don't really need to do any more. You can do some little thing up here. I'm gonna do a flower. That's what I want. I'll do my little journaling. I have to go back and look again at what year it was. I believe it was 2004. That flower is from Seaside. I like flowers like this. They're easy to cut. Thanks everybody. If you have to leave, thanks for hanging with me. Sorry it's getting so late, and I'll post some pictures. I hope that you were inspired and that you just keep scrapping or card making or DIY, whatever. Do some, relax that, get that blood pressure to come down. It's good for us. It really is therapeutic. Sometimes I think about what my kids are going to do with all the pages. You know what? I'm not going to think about it. I don't care. They can look through them and keep the ones they want, and I don't care what they do. Because this is my therapy, and it's cheaper than anything else. And so I figure this is what I do to keep me happy. You know, you got to keep our hands and minds engaged. My mother always said when I was a kid growing up, idle hands are the devil's workshop. So good Lord doesn't have that, the devil doesn't have time to get to me because I'm always doing something, whether it's in the garden or here in the scrapbook room or playing with the granddaughter. So no idle hands here. And then we're going to bring in some more of this. I love this red in the middle of it. Oh no, you know what I'm going to use this for? The like the stamen. This. So we're just going to pull this in here. Real quick trace around it. It's not a red, it's more of an orange red. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Detach it. So life is simple. I keep these little pieces because as you saw, I use it for like that center in the there if I have a little piece of something. Makes it really nice. Now I was thinking that I'm getting too much going on. So what I just thought of is I could just put this underneath and put a center in that flower And that would make it a little simpler, not so busy. And I think that is what I will do. Go in like the orange yellow or something from over in this turtle. This is a hard one to cut out. He's so little. I haven't bought one of those smaller pair of Tim Holtz scissors. I'm thinking that they would come in handy for a time like this. I've seen some other creators use them. So ink it real fast. It's a nice thing. It's quick to ink. Just go around the curves real fast. Cut it right in the middle. Go underneath. Pull up on top. Let's get a 1 inch. Get a quick little circle. And I just pop it. Size might be too beautiful. Now sometimes all I do to a flower center to just give it some quick detailing is I just do a squiggly little line because, you know, flowers, the center pod isn't always smooth. And I did pop that up. We'll get that in there. I can put it this way. Kind of tie in this way. I'll put this I'll finish this up. I'll decide which way it's going to go. All right. I liked it the other way. See, that's what's fun. You can move it around. That might look nice. Okay. All right. And then this, I'm just going to leave that up in that corner for now. Just eyeballing it. When I'm tucking a picture down under, I do not worry about putting, oh, I didn't stick the tape. I don't worry about putting tape down at the bottom because the stuff underneath it's holding it down. All right. May come up with some, I'd probably leave that empty area just because. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna call it because it is getting late. I will finish this umbrella. I really do think that I'm going to tuck it. No, my picture's in a different spot now, so I don't know. We'll have to see where the umbrella goes. It might go away. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you're inspired, and I hope to see you again in the very near future. Have fun, be safe, and have a great 4th of July. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.